These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hey there, happy weekend to you. I'm Amelia Fabiano with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. A record number of Americans are expected to travel over the Christmas holiday. Starting today through New Year's Day, AAA expects more than 119 million people to travel at least 50 miles from their homes. That could make it the busiest year-end holiday travel season on record. TSA says it expects to screen nearly 40 million people between now and January 2nd. The busiest days are expected to be December 27th and December 30th. And as travel gets underway, ABC15 wants to remind you to get to your destination safely. Arizona police departments are stepping up DUI patrols this holiday season. According to ADOT, 1 in 4 deaths on Arizona roads are alcohol related. And drunk drivers who survive also pay a price.
The financial ramifications alone for a typical DUI are about $3,700. An Uber is much cheaper than that.
Very true. The holiday DUI task force doesn't end on Christmas. Extra enforcement will continue through New Year's Day. Heads up for Valley Metro riders, too. Hours are changing for the holiday. On Christmas Eve, the bus, light rail and streetcar will run on a weekday schedule, but there will be no express or rapid bus service. Then on Christmas Day, the bus, light rail and streetcar will operate on a Sunday schedule. As for New Year's Eve, the week after, the bus will operate on a weekday schedule, and so will the light rail and streetcar service. But the light rail and streetcar will have extended hours until 2 a.m. Finally, on New Year's Day, they'll be running on a Sunday schedule. Well, they say when one door closes, another opens, right? And that's the case in the Melrose neighborhood in Phoenix, where a local restaurant is closing. In its place, though, the Valley's first women's sports bar set to open in the new year. So cool. Our Jane Caffrey speaking to one of the bar's owners right near 7th Avenue and Indian School. She's also following the rise in popularity of women's sports, not just here in Arizona, but across our nation.
It is the end of an era for Short Leash with a farewell event Saturday as this spot officially closes. But it will be transformed into Title IX Sports Grill focused on women's sports by late January. These sisters have watched Caitlin Clark dominate the court.
It was actually very cool.
And seen Simone Biles conquer her routine.
She's stronger than boys too. I bet she could beat them in an arm wrestle.
Young athletes with their own dreams of going pro.
I think it's kind of cool and I want to be one of them one day.
Soon, they'll have a new spot to take in the competition.
We're really excited about what they're doing next.
When the first women's sports bar opens its doors in Phoenix.
This is about women, and it's time, and it's overdue, and we should be celebrated, and for all the achievements and the hard work.
Audrey Corley is behind the new concept, teaming up with Kat Moore, the owner of Short Leash Hot Dogs and Tap Room in Melrose, the property where Title IX will be located. Corley has a history in sports herself, playing basketball for Phoenix College before coaching there.
Just being part of that team and the women that I was surrounded by and the women that helped me change my life, it's amazing.
And she brings a business background, running Dahlia, Tapas Tequila and Wine, and the bar Boycott. But when Title IX opens, it will be one of only a handful of women's sports bars across the country.
I think we all want that camaraderie, right? Like, it doesn't matter how old you get, if you're an athlete for life.
Corley says women's sports popularity is soaring, and media company Nielsen has the data to prove it. Between 2022 to 2023, the WNBA draft audience grew 42%, and the women's NCAA finals viewership grew 103%.
It's kind of like a woman's right.
Little fans Oscar and Lucy say it's bittersweet to say goodbye to Short Leash.
I feel sad that it's closing, but I'm happy that they're opening a new restaurant.
Like many other regulars,
I got really into watching women's rugby.
They're ready to embrace the next tidal wave of sports fandom.
One of my favorite parts is seeing all the happy faces of the crowd, cheering them on.
When Title IX opens its doors. In Phoenix, Jane Caffrey, ABC15 Arizona.
Now let's get a quick check of that most accurate forecast. Phoenix today continuing on this record-breaking trend. A high of 79 degrees today forecasted at Phoenix Sky Harbor. Almost 15 degrees above average for this time of year. We're usually climbing into the mid-60s. And our high of 78 that we set on this date last year was our previous record that we're looking to beat. Other highs across the state today, 70 in Sedona and Kingman, 60 in Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon, low 60s, upper 50s, other areas north of the rim, low 50s up towards Page, and 73 out out towards Bullhead City. Overnight into our Sunday morning, we'll wake up to temperatures in the 30s in Prescott, Kingman, and Payson too. 46 in Sedona, 19 for your low in Flagstaff, 18 in the Grand Canyon, and 48 degrees out towards Lake Havasu. Our 7-day forecast shows we're under an air quality alert for Maricopa County today and tomorrow. No burn day in effect today too. And our temperatures should start going down by Christmas Day. Low 70s on Christmas Day through the end of the week and staying dry. For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to abc15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app and have a great Saturday.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.